It worked.
Oh,
Hey, it worked.
of course. Can't believe it.
It's
Ah,
funny. 'Cause
good.
the last live I did with Sippy King, it
Mhm.
took everything I had to make it even happen. So this was so effortless. I'm like amazed.
That's cool. That's cool. I'm glad. I like to be effortless.
Yes, and it
Mhm.
seems to be streaming well.
Fingers crossed. It's
I,
okay.
I don't see any lagging. Okay, I guess
No, no,
people.
it's all good.
Martin's always the first one here. Hi, Martin.
Martin. Martin's always first in my life, anyway. He's
Yeah,
always first in my life, so we'll see how it goes. Here's Martin.
love it.
Staying
Love
great. We suppose we might as well wait till a few people get on, will we, or what'll we do?
Either way, I mean, we can wait a minute. I'm never in a hurry.
Good, good.
I'm going back
Yeah.
over the email we had because you had a list.
Sort of a rough list, it doesn't really have to be. We'll see, you could share the live, could it? We try and share the live as well.
Yes, let me share mine. I was share on X, but I don't know what else to share.
Just share.
There we go. Mm.
We'll see how it goes. There's two people on now, anyway. Two
Well, that,
people.
I mean, we can always start. Sometimes my lives take a minute to get
I
started, about yours, but I don't do them on the regular. I always go live on Tuesdays, but I often go live in random times. And I've been doing that throughout the year and 3 months I've been doing YouTube. And the reason is just to find what the patterns are, right? And
yeah, yeah.
I've come to find that there are none.
That's what I think too.
There's no
Um,
pattern.
I have 30% viewership from USA on YouTube.
Nice.
So I thought if I went 9 p.m. on a Sunday night, my time, I thought it would have a good chance of capturing some of the USA audience as well as the guys here. So that was my thinking behind that, and then it's just become. I've done Sunday surgery, as I call it, number 80 Sunday night there. So that's the way it's went, and I have about 14 or 15 guys that come on there and comment every week. So I have a regular audience, and then other people drift in and out. So it's good
Right.
that way.
Okay. Well, that's awesome
It,
because
it's
for me,
it's
it's
cool.
very erratic and it's all over the place. A lot of my viewers don't seem to get notifications, and they've told me
Mm.
that. Tried everything, don't know how to fix that. I just tell people you're gonna have to come look for me.
Yeah,
But
you have to go along.
to lead in, I'd love it if you could like introduce yourself
Yep.
and tell my people what your channel is all about.
Yep. Yeah, we got good viewership. Tap the screen for Rose there, everyone. Like your mustache mug. It's cool. Anyway, um, I'm Doctor Lefthandthread. I'm a content creator from Ireland. What I do is I repair these things. That's what I do. And I'm a weekend. Yeah, those. I'm a weekend warrior. I don't do this. I'm not a professional by definition because this is not my profession. This is not what I do for a living. I'm a salesman for a living. But I do this on the side. It's a hobby that's got completely out of hand, as you can see. That's who Doctor Lefthandthread is. For my day job, I'm a salesman. I'm also a registered animal medicines advisor, so I can advise on medicines for cattle, sheep, horses, and dogs, cats, in a certain category. No, so that's probably where the doctor thing came out. I'm not really a doctor. I'm not a
I
real
had no
doctor.
idea. I really had no idea that's what you did for a living. That's great. I'm all about animals.
Uh-huh.
All about animals. I've been a vegetarian for 8 years,
Mm.
um, but on and off my whole life. But 8 years straight, the last 8 years, I've been a vegetarian. Um, I never had any big animals though, like horses or anything like that.
Mhm.
Just like
Martin's asking, should he worm his cat again?
that,
Martin's asking, should I worm the cat again?
right? That's a good
He
question.
shouldn't worm that cat because his cat's a big ginger Tom. He's like, do you remember He-Man at Battle Cat? It's like a ginger version of that. It's a big, massive cat. It's a
Gotcha.
gentle giant, though. It's a nice big cat.
Oh, that's funny.
So
Well, thank you for joining me here today. We've got about 10 people in here, so that's a good start. But wanted to talk a little bit about different things, and some of the
Mhm.
notes we were sending back and forth
Yeah.
kind of sparked it for me. So I'll start off and lead in with this, but it's quite funny that I don't think you would ever be in my algorithm normally. And I don't think that I would be in yours normally. And
Mhm.
I know that you told me how you found me, and I really want you to tell that story because I thought it was a good one.
Well, it was because I'm a content creator and I watch, power tool things and a lot of other wee bits and pieces that I'm into. And also content creation would be of an interest in me. People telling you how to make better videos, people telling you how to when to post your videos and all this
Yep.
stuff, all the smoke and mirrors that people give you. Um, I would follow that a bit. And I was interested in, like yourself, the 3 minute shorts when they come out because I thought this is the next freight train to get on to get
Yes.
your viewership up. But it didn't turn out that way. And we were waiting on them for a long time before they actually materialized. They were like an anticlimax when they did come. But anyway,
Yes.
I was looking up 3 minute shorts for a while, and this very pretty lady popped up who reminded me of a local politician, and she was talking about 3 minute shorts. And she goes, "Where the hell am I 3 minute shorts at?" And I says, "I feel that. I know what you mean."
That's so funny.
So
And then
this, and I
you
ended up
started
following
coming
you
onto
then.
my lives. I remember that.
Yeah,
And you would be on my lives here and there. And I
yeah.
remember you would say, "Hey, I go live on Sundays." What
Mm-hmm.
time do you go on again?
That's
What
would be 4 p.m. your time. Is that right? 9 p.m. my time.
Yes, yes. So 4
Yeah,
p.m. Um, Eastern Standard Time, I guess, is the
yeah.
typical New York
Hmm.
time, Florida time,
Yeah,
whatever you call it.
yeah, yeah.
And you told me that like 100 times, and I'm so bad with memory. So eventually, I was like, "Oh, I've got to get on his live," and I did catch your live, and I gotta say, it was pretty cool. It's nothing I would normally watch, but I really got into it. I was kind of like, "This is kind of interesting." Like, plus, I started thinking about it, and the best way to change your algorithm is to mess with it like
Hmm.
immensely, right? So you found me in this random way, and then I started watching your lives, and like power tools do not fit my lifestyle at all. And if I need something fixed, I ask my son or someone else to do it. Like I don't do
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
And so for me to sit and watch you fix these power tools and stuff, it's just like it probably shakes up the whole algorithm. It's like I
Yeah.
don't know what to do with her. She's watching weird stuff now. So I have not noticed them feeding me more things to do with tools or kind of
No.
like band stuff. I haven't noticed that, but I always try to make an appearance on there and say hello and like do something on your live to support. And
Yeah,
so I really appreciate you coming live with me today. And you told me about the Chicanic girl. Was it
yes.
Chicanic?
Yeah.
Okay, we should put that in the chat. I don't know. Maybe you could type it in for me. But
Organic.
I looked her
Yep.
up, and
Yep.
that's pretty cool stuff. Like she has a
Yeah.
niche. Now, something I didn't think about when I looked her up
Yeah.
is that I kind of have a niche too, where I have a vlog of like everything. Like I do lives, I do work vlogging. I hate the word vlog; it's such a weird word, but basically, I video my day, right? And
Yeah.
it to be a fly on the wall while I'm working the food truck or whatever.
Yeah.
And I didn't think about it, but I actually am in that vein slightly, not like Chicanic, but
Yeah.
I also I do a lot of classic cars,
Yes.
trucks, stuff
Yes.
like that. And so I have a large audience of males, right? And
Yeah.
that's fine. I think that's great. I kind of started out that way,
Mm.
but it's interesting. So I always wonder how people find me, right? Did you
Yeah.
find me because of this car short or because of this vlog I did? But
Yeah.
most of my long form videos do nothing.
Yeah.
It's usually my shorts that are going through the roof. Like right now, I have one about a Chevy C10 square body truck, and it's
Yeah.
going ape shit right now, like for lack of a
Yeah.
better word. And you just never know with the shorts. You never know.
No.
And like you said, I thought the 3-minute shorts would just
Yeah.
launch. I thought it would be the big deal. And if you weren't on it, you're missing the bus.
Yes.
And I started doing it. I'm not getting any traction from it at all.
No. No, it makes no
Not at all.
difference. It's
I
the
don't think
biggest white elephant.
yeah, I don't think I've got even like 50 views on any of them. No matter
No.
what I talk about, current events, nothing, or
Yeah.
if I just
No.
clip, doesn't matter. So I don't know what's going on with that. They may change the algorithm, but it's kind of funny. We all thought it would be something and it's nothing.
It ended up being nothing. And funny you should mention like Chicanic. There's another lady called Jennifer Klein. She's Jenny from the shop. She used to call herself Miss DeWalt. She's been knocking around for a while, but she doesn't repair stuff. She just shows off new tools and things, and shows you and builds shelves and does a lot of DIY and stuff. She's pretty
Oh, that's
good too,
cool.
you know, and she does pretty well on the. She's
That's
got a
cool.
backstory, but her husband died, and she had to actually fix up a house herself. So she had to learn herself to do stuff because it was very good, very good. You might be interested there. Jenny from the shop, you call her. So
Jenny from the
she's
shop.
interested. Jenny from
I'll
the
have to
shop.
look
She's
her up.
another one.
So
Look
she's
her
probably
up
like
as well.
a Pinterest person where she puts together, DIY, you're saying. So probably like home decor stuff.
Yeah, yeah. She fix. She does a lot of DIY, and she mainly shows off tools. She was tying herself down, calling herself Miss DeWalt, so she changed her name to Jenny from the shop. So I suppose that gives her a wee bit more variety. But anyway, she's good. Yeah, yeah,
Here to judge what people want to
yeah,
watch because I've seen some weird stuff out there. But there's channels where people just scratch tickets.
yeah, yeah. That's
Channels
right.
where
You were
people
saying. I don't watch
channels
those.
where people just do handwriting.
You were saying that I haven't seen those, but the algorithm's not pushing those to me. So that's
I guess you're lucky, dude. You're lucky because I get it all the time, and I'm like, what is this? Strange. Or there's a lot of tarot card reading I've noticed.
yeah,
I don't know. Stuff's not for me. I'd rather watch you fix something
yeah,
because at least that's a useful skill to learn. You know what I mean? And I love how you call it fix or fail.
yeah.
So you're setting yourself up to like have any outcome, and I don't know what
Yes,
it's going to be. You could
there
you
has
could
been fails, but
succeed, but you
I've
could
been lucky
fail.
this last 2 weeks. There've been no fails. I need to,
Really, that's
need,
cool.
need to start. I need to start getting more awkward stuff.
Right, right. I've seen it's mostly like cordless drills,
Yeah,
but then I've seen other things on there too. Like, yes, what is that tool called?
that's an angle grinder. This one is currently non-functional. The lights are on, but no one's home. Oh, yeah,
Funny. Oh wow,
it's like an old TV. You have to bang it to get it to go. You know, but I can
it is
fix that.
funny. The algorithm is funny because I expected. Hold on. Sorry, I have work
Oh,
people.
that's all right.
So the algorithm is very interesting. It definitely feeds you what it wants you to eat, right? And
Yeah.
I understand that. And they always say go on without being logged in. And I've tried that, and it's
Mm.
weird. It's weird like that. I almost prefer my algorithm. It's like a
Yeah.
safe place
Yeah.
because it knows what I like. And so they say the
Uh,
videos you make, the algorithm knows who to send it to.
yeah.
And I find that true. I don't know if you found that true, but I found that a lot of my viewers are like diehard fans. They love me for life. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
They're always
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Or they get upset. They're like, I didn't get the notification. Why not? And
Yeah.
how about your people? Do they get notifications the way they're supposed
I
to and
don't
everything?
think they do. I really don't think they do. I don't think they get notified. I really don't think they get notifications. They might. They might want to get bigger. I don't know. But something else I wanted to say. We know how I found you.
Yeah.
Well, we don't know how. I never said why I stayed. Why am I still here? Why am I still a
There we
fan
go. Yes.
of Rose Quartz? Why am I still a fan of Rose Quartz? I enjoy your lives. I particularly enjoyed some of your conspiracy theories about things because I do really enjoy them. I'm not saying I believe them all, but I really enjoy them. They're good stories. You know, any children like little stories about I don't know Cinderella or something. They're my fairy stories. They're adult
Right.
fairy stories. You say, what do you say? The Titanic was sunk for insurance or whatever. I love those things.
Who
I love
knows?
those things.
That's the thing
Who,
is, like, I
who
mean, if you
knows?
get into YouTube and you really get into the conspiracy side of it, they try to squash it, right? Of course.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
if you get into it, there's a lot of stuff out there, like the mud floods,
Yeah,
Tartaria. I mean, there's
yeah,
all kinds of stuff. And we know some of it. My favorite is one I've always loved as a kid was Atlantis, the
yeah,
story of Atlantis. And recently, so I live in Florida, and just north of me in the Carolina area, there's
yeah.
always been tons of islands. But just recently, they found a reef,
Hmm.
a reef there that they nobody knew it was there. Well,
Brand new reef.
how? How did you not know that was there? We've been talking about Atlantis since I was a kid and probably longer.
Yeah,
So how did they not know it was there? You've got fishermen with radar,
yeah.
but nobody knew it was there. So I mean, stuff like that says to me like,
What's going on? Simulation. Somebody changed the simulation.
exactly. And I love to think. I love to think harder, more, faster. You know what I mean? I love to
Yeah.
think. And I think that's really what it is. It's not that I always believe every conspiracy or anything. I don't. In fact, you'll
No.
see me squash some. You'll see me
Yeah,
squash.
I know.
But I do believe that a lot of them might have some truth to it. You know what I'm saying? So it is
Yeah,
kind of interesting. I just enjoy opening my mind. A closed mind is going
yeah,
nowhere, but an open mind, it'll take you everywhere. And I really feel like consciousness and awareness, you've got to practice that. You got to flex it like
yeah.
a muscle. And so right now in the United States, I don't know about Ireland, but right now in the United States, the big thing is the drones are coming.
The
And they're talking
drones
about
aired about the
drones
drones.
all over. But I'm here to
The-
tell people drones been all over. They've
Yeah,
been here. This is not new, boo. Like the drones have been here. And they're not like what people think. So the average person thinks, "Oh, well it's like this drone in the sky and it's got lights on it." Yes, those exist. And those are the most well known and what you could buy at the store for yourself. But they have drones that are the size of a bug. They have drones that are looking like birds. Okay. There was an
mhm,
archaic type that my ex used to fly called the Maverick, looked like a black bird.
mhm.
Okay. And it had like all this stuff in it. Like if anything happened to it, something hit it, like a bullet or whatever, it would just turn around and fly itself home.
Oh, that's good.
So imagine that though,
Home
if
and
you're
drone.
thinking about warfare. It's interesting. There's a lot of interesting things that go along with drones, and they can spy on you. I don't know about Ireland, but in the United States, you have no expectation of privacy. I walk out this door right now, and they have who's they, but they have every right to spy on me from every angle they can get. And
Yeah.
I can't do nothing about it. I can go to a judge, I can go to the law, I can go do whatever I want, go to the library, whatever I want. There's nothing anybody can do about it because that is the law. There is no expectation of privacy. And
No,
so if
there's
you're
not.
outside your home, that's how it is. And now there is also a technology. A lot of people know this, a lot of people don't. But police officers, they can literally drive by your house and watch through your walls. And I don't know that the average officer on the street has this technology, right? It's probably only some certain ones, right? Maybe CIA, maybe whatever in the government. But they have the ability to look through your walls in a sense. Sometimes it's heat that they're seeing, the body heat. Sometimes it's deeper than that. And so people need to understand that these things exist. It's not all conspiracy, you know what I mean? But the expectation of privacy is gone in the United States.
It's gone everywhere because we're carrying little devices around in our pockets that listen to us. That
That too.
they've got a
419.
camera on them. They've got a camera on them. They've got
420.
algorithms on them that know how we think and know what we think about, know what we talk about, and know how our
Yes.
mind works. So we have
Yes.
no, we have no, we have no privacy.
Mm-mm.
My phone knows me better than I know myself.
Correct, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I've said for years, I'm a slight Bible thumper, and I've always said
that's all right.
People talk Mark of the Beast. The heck do you think this thing is? This is your low jack. They're low jacking you. They're listening to you. They're watching you. You could turn
Yeah.
it off, take the battery out. They can still access it.
Uh-huh.
That's a fact. They can still access it. And
I've
so
heard that. I've heard
then they
that.
want to throw out the word paranoid. Well, I don't think people are paranoid enough, to be honest with you.
Probably not.
You probably should watch what you say, watch what you do, right? And I just
Mm.
say, for me personally, like I try to stay above the law, right? I do the right thing.
Yeah.
Don't start shit, there won't be shit, right? So I
Yeah.
just try to do the right thing, and if I feel like, I'm going to do something wrong, like I'm obviously not going to take the phone with me. But I don't try to live like that. I don't try to live
Don't do
like that.
anything wrong, Rose.
I
Be
know,
good.
right?
Be good.
I know. But they do. They do tap into this, and we all
Yeah.
know it because you
Everybody
say
knows it.
well, I love certain power drills, and then guess what's in your ads? Guess
Yeah.
what's in your feed?
Yeah.
All of a sudden,
Yeah.
they're marketing to you, and I'm shocked that more people are not aware of this. Now, what's the problem for me is they're not educating children about this. So they leave it on us to educate our children. But we have to buy these kids a phone now. Like, you can't be the parent that doesn't because every other parent does it. And how do you get a hold of your kid, right?
Hmm.
In the United States, the big thing is locking down the school. Well, we went through that a couple times with my kid, and I said, we're getting you a phone because I can't not have connection with my child when they're trying to pretend there's a school shooter in there. And yes, school shootings probably happen, but the lockdowns I've dealt with didn't have anybody attached to it. So that's all I know.
Hello from Berlin. Angelo Loria says hello from Berlin. Hello, Angelo. Tap the screen for Rose. Go like that.
Hello.
Tap that screen for Rose.
Yes, they use Wi-Fi signal and AI. That's a fact. It's a
Oh.
fact. And my business has even been solicited, right? Well, if
Mm.
you buy this system, we can actually tap into these people's cell phone. And when they talk about food, we can push your ad out. Or if
Hmm.
they talk about this, we'll push your ad to them.
Yeah.
So like paying to spy on people essentially with AI, it's almost a little crazy. But in business, you got to be kind of cutthroat sometimes. You got to do stuff you wouldn't
Yeah.
normally do. I don't love it though. I don't love this stuff.
No.
And I don't do that. We don't do that at my business, but it's coming. It's coming to the point. I mean, you're not going to be able to have any privacy even in your own home. And
Martin
with the
says
phone,
Pixel is worse. Martin's just said Pixel is worse. He's saying I think that maybe the is that the Google Pixel phone? Right? Yeah. Hmm.
I don't know. And so that's another thing you got is like these companies fighting each other, right? These big conglomerate companies like AT&T and T and Verizon and Pixel and Google and
Hmm.
X or whatever Tesla's calling themselves now. They're
I have a
fighting for
conspiracy theory about phones. You might
uh-oh.
like this one, and it's one I thought of myself, but I've no evidence. I just made it up. I've got no evidence. Nobody ever told me this. I just thought of it myself. Right. Do you remember those phones? What did you call the phones that they banned? They banned all the apps off them.
ban
They
the
were a
app.
Chinese phone.
Oh,
Do you remember them? What's it they
I
called
do
them?
think was it Nokia? No, it wasn't
No, it
Nokia. That
wasn't
was way
Nokia.
back.
No, it was
What was it called?
Martin. I know the name. Martin, I know the name. The Chinese phones.
I'm
They,
not sure.
they were
The
a
big
really good phone.
the big
The
ones here are
Huawei.
AT&T,
Huawei. He's
Verizon,
right. Huawei phones.
Huawei. I know we never had those here, as far as I know.
There was Huawei phones, and they banned them because they said the Chinese people were using them to spy on Western people. He spelled it wrong, but I know what it means.
So
That's what they
they said
said.
that about games here. Do you remember the game Pokemon? Pokemon. My son always picked on me because I say Pokemon. It's Pokemon, right?
Yeah,
The
yeah,
Pokemon game, you take your phone and you put your location in, and then you go around scooping up the Pokemon that aren't there virtually.
Yes. Aye, Pokemon
That
Go.
they said that the
Pokemon
Chinese
Go, yeah.
people were mapping the United States through that. And I'm thinking, why couldn't they just use Google Maps?
I don't know. But the Huawei phones, they said that China was spying on the Western citizens with the Huawei phones, so that's why they banned them. But I think I
Weird.
have another theory. I have another theory why they banned them.
Why?
I think that the Western governments couldn't break into the Huawei phone and couldn't spy on their own
Ah,
citizens.
so
That's
they
what I
weren't
think.
happy with not being able to spy on the Chinese phones that are spying. We gotta
That's
have
my
a million
theory.
hands in the pot spying, or it's not
Yeah,
fair.
yeah.
No,
I'm
that's
just going to
probably
plug in.
true.
Yeah.
Because
Just,
data is worth so much, and that's what everybody sells. When you go, I don't know about Ireland,
yeah.
okay, but when you go to
Yeah.
the store
That's
in the United States, can you put in your phone number? Can you put in this? Put in your email, your phone number,
yeah.
and once you do that, they use your data. They get your data that way. And selling data is like more cheesesteaks and selling drills. It's more
Yeah.
lucrative. So that's where we're all
We use
failing.
our
We need to be
fingerprints to
selling
open the
data.
phones now. We use our fingerprints to open the phones or face recognition.
That's
They've got it all.
face.
Yeah,
Yep.
eyes, everything. Got
Well,
it
you want to
all.
hear something messed up? I don't know if this happens for guys all the time, but like, let's say, like, okay, I'm late at night. I've washed off my face, right? I have no makeup, and then I take my glasses off. The phone doesn't know me. I'm like, that's not cool. Like, but they say with Apple, like, I'm an iPhone person. I'm an Apple
Hmm.
hoe, and like, they say it's supposed to adapt and understand what you look like without glasses or makeup, but it doesn't
Yeah,
work. It's a
doesn't
lie.
work. Doesn't work. No.
It does not. It's always telling me, "Go put a makeup on. You're ugly." I always laugh at it. I'm like, my phone thinks I'm ugly.
Your phone doesn't love you anymore.
I know. It's like my phone's not hot for me. It won't even open. Like,
No.
it's just funny as hell. But yeah, I mean, there's so many things like that that we take for granted. We don't want to remember passwords anymore. Now they
No.
even have companies called Last Password, or
Yeah.
I mean, there's all these things we can't remember. Well, then I'm questioning, why can't we remember? Maybe it's because we're overlapped with Wi-Fi every 5 minutes everywhere we walk and go.
I think there's too much other stuff to remember. Our attention's been pulled 50 different directions at once. We have so many passwords to remember. We have so many logins. There's so many apps that are looking ping, ping, ping the phone, looking for attention.
Login name, your password, the
Yeah,
platform,
yeah.
the blah 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 blah, and it's like, how do you remember all this? I literally never felt like I had ADD or ADHD. I always had great focus. I felt
Mm.
like I did anyway. And then something changed. And it was around, I want to say it was after 2012. 'Cause people like that marker, 2012. But it was around, I want to say like, okay, I had my youngest in 2017. So I feel like it was around 2017 or
Mm.
so, because I blamed the pregnancy. I said, it must be because I had another baby. It zapped my brain, right? And so I've noticed like I've got no focus. I can't remember shit. I say all the time, I suffer from CRS. I can't remember shit. And like,
Zero.
if I have object permanence issues too, like if it's here and in my hand, I know it's there. If I put it in the cupboard, I forget it exists. So if I buy vegetables and I put them in the bottom drawer of the fridge, I might as well throw them away because I'm going to forget I bought them. And so if it's not in my face, it doesn't exist. Where did this come from? Is this old age? People are like, oh, it's old age. No, it's not. I'm getting older, yes, but it is not old age. It wasn't from my pregnancy. I really think it's the overlap of Wi-Fi. You
Yeah,
can't walk nowhere without being in 5, 6, 7, 8, 20
yeah.
Wi-Fi. How healthy can that be? That's like microwaves and shit,
Martin
like
says it's smartphones. I think he's
smartphones
right.
too.
He says it's smartphones.
They put off like a thing. I actually have a lady I follow on Facebook. She's very into that stuff. And she says, the smartest thing you can do is put it on airplane mode all the time.
She might be right.
She's
She
probably
might be
right.
right.
Definitely when you
'Cause
sleep, right?
well, we're
Definitely.
all busy people. You've got your kids, you've got your job, you've got your YouTube, you've got all your apps that are pinging at you, whatever
Yeah,
apps you're on
good
all the
point.
time. That is a lot. And I've got my job. I've got my two platforms that I've feeding videos onto all the time, doing live
Right,
streams. Some repair stuff I'm doing, and then I'm loving my life as well, or whatever I've got left. And then phone's pinging at
right.
me.
Now you were without Wi-Fi for a while. What was it,
Yeah,
2 to 3 weeks?
I was kind of, I got, I was what you would call jonesing. I
Ah,
actually got sort of, what would you say, a temporary sort of. I had a backup Wi-Fi, but it was only 2 megabytes,
wow.
and I was missing it that bad. I couldn't stay off YouTube. I had to keep posting videos. I kept posting all these
You
short
have
videos.
to. You
I
have
had
to. It's
to.
an
I couldn't
addiction.
stop. I couldn't stop. I posted more shorts than ever I did because
Right,
I was like, I'm not allowed into the cookie jar, but I broke the cookie jar and got the cookies.
right,
I just kept uploading, and I kept downgrading the quality of the video so I could upload it. It was mad.
right.
I just I
Well,
didn't go cold turkey.
that brings up a good point. It's like when you're used to your YouTube doing a certain amount, I can't remember how many followers you have, but it's way more than I have. And
Mm,
when you're used to doing a certain amount and having a certain view count and having a certain amount of watch
yeah.
hours and stuff, you don't want to fall below. It's
No.
like defeating. I worked so hard.
Yeah.
So, I can understand that. But my question is for the Wi-Fi, like when you had the Wi-Fi down, did you feel like you slept better or could focus better?
No, because I didn't let myself go off the Wi-Fi. I was working actually
Not
harder
bad.
to try and get the videos up. I went the wrong way about it. I didn't give myself that break.
Right, right. No, I would have taken it. I would have taken it. But I would have been like you too. I probably would have
Mm,
okay, so in the United States, the big thing is like certain places have free Wi-Fi,
yeah,
Starbucks, McDonald's,
yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
You go to the big corporations, they probably stealing all your info out your phone.
yeah, yeah. Public Wi-Fi is
Anyway,
sketchy too. Anyway, like it's sketchy for people hacking into your stuff.
exactly. So I would have ran right to McDonald's and been like, I'm doing a live at McDonald's. I'm
Oh,
like, I know
I
I
was
would have done it.
uploading videos at work on the QT and using my buddy lives next door to work and he works with us as well, so I was able to use his Wi-Fi and all sorts of carry-ons.
That's cool.
But I was missing the live streams because the live streams are so important to my channel at the moment because they're really boosting it. Because I'm getting in the 20,000s. I got 20,000 views on my last live stream. There'd be maybe 100 people watching at one time,
Great.
but it gathers up to 20,000. 29,000 is the most I ever got, and I was like, I think it might have been the Sunday before last. But that gets me massive push out, and a lot of people get exposed to my channel that wouldn't normally get exposed. Now I could pick up 50, 60, 70, 80 subscribers that way.
Wow,
It's
that's
really, yeah,
amazing. So you're monetized, obviously.
yes, yeah.
And do you feel like you make enough money off YouTube, just straight up?
At the minute, yes, I think I do, but I think it's given me as much as I think that there's definite potential, and this could actually become something proper. But I don't
Right?
know. It's very unreliable income, so I couldn't really rely on leaving my job or doing anything stupid like that at
That's
the
the
minute.
thing. Is the algorithm can change. You could have a storm and lose your Wi-Fi. I mean, there's
Yeah,
so many things that can disrupt your income. So people
yeah,
are like, I quit my job and did YouTube full time. And I kind of look at them like, shouldn't you have multiple streams of income? Like
yes,
shouldn't you be
yes,
thinking outside the box? Like instead of
yeah,
focusing on one track, like I mean, I have the restaurant. I do stocks and
yeah.
crypto and all. Look at my Bitcoin nails. It's backwards, but
Bitcoin nails.
Bitcoin nails. Because
They're
well, my
worth more
nail
than they
girl
used to
was like,
be.
my nail girl said it's St. Patrick's Day, right, coming up, and
Yeah,
we want to put a gold. Let's do a gold nail for gold at the end of the rainbow. And I said, Gold's out, Bitcoin's in. So we did Bitcoin nails, and I love it. So
Yeah, cool,
anyway,
cool.
that's total tangent, but I really feel like putting all your eggs in one basket financially is risky. So if
That's
I were you,
dodgy.
I'd keep. If you could do both, that's amazing. I would do both.
I can at the moment. I
Never
can at
quit
the
my
moment.
day job. I would never quit my day
I
job.
can't. I can't do it. I'm too mortgaged up.
These people, there's people out there, dude. You know this, right? That they say like, "Oh, I'm making 6, 7 figures, and I live in my van." And I'm like, "You're fucking lying." Like, just don't believe it. I don't believe it, and I want to see the proof. And if they don't show financial proof and they don't show their YouTube algorithm proof or whatever
Yeah,
analytics, like I just don't buy it. You're just trying to sell me something, in my opinion.
yeah,
And it's fine. I mean, if that's how you make your living and you can really do that, that's
yeah.
great. But I feel like the most normal person on YouTube, let's get real. Don't quit your job.
No, no,
Please don't.
can't,
You
can't.
never know. Platforms
Yeah,
change all the time. There was a
yeah,
time TikTok didn't exist.
yeah. See, I started doing YouTube in 2017, and I posted maybe 3, 4 videos, repair videos back then. And you didn't need 1,000 subscribers that time to get monetized. You just need to post videos
Right.
and set ads on them and do whatever you do. And ended up getting a couple of small, modest amounts of money 2 months in a row. And I thought, this is interesting. I thought
Right.
this is pretty cool. So then I think it came to the March 2017 that they changed the rules of YouTube. You needed 1,000 subscribers. I was sitting there with 50 subscribers or something. And
Oh,
I
so
got
you were
come
way under.
what?
Wow. You were
And I
way
got
under
real
the threshold.
way it was way under. And then I just thought,
Wow.
"Ah, there's no point. There's no point. I'll just post I'll just post for me. I'll post a nice little repair now and again. So I've done that for about ooh, few years. Few years. I didn't post much during 2020 with all the scamdemic stuff was going on.
Right.
We'll not get into that. But so because I was a key worker at that time, I was in the food and I was servicing
Me
the food
too.
industry. So I had to work every day
Essential.
with a stupid face covering. Anyway,
Yep.
um, we'll not get into that. So it came to about 2022. I think it was a February of 2022. I had a look at my YouTube. I wasn't following my YouTube very closely at all. Was hardly looking at it. Um, and I realized, hold on, there's one of these videos has been labeled as a short, right? Because it filmed it. It was a short video, but it filmed it in what would you call it, the portrait, and it accidentally became a short when the shorts came on, and
Oh,
that boosted it, got a whole pile of views, and ended up having 833 subscribers.
oh, that's great.
I thought I'm near the threshold. I've got to watch yours as well. All I need is to get. So it took me from starting to grind from February to June to get my 1,000 subscribers. Took me 170 subscribers or so from February to June, and then I got monetized.
Wow.
And
That's
the first
amazing.
money I got off them was £60, which is
I
about
can't believe
what $80 or something.
that's amazing. So I
Yeah,
didn't know that story. I love that story. I honestly started differently. I started my channel. Okay, so back history. People don't know my channel. Um, I used to be on Periscope. Do you remember
I don't know what that is.
Periscope? It was an old one, and I don't even know if it exists anymore. But like, so I started on Periscope, and I would do videos of
Yeah,
hurricanes. When I moved to
yes,
Florida,
yeah.
and the social media kicked off in 2012, I started doing videos of hurricanes. The hurricane would come through, and I would just put a phone in the window and be like, I don't even live in the crazy hurricane. Look at live footage.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
would put it on there, and I literally, I mean, I had like 10,000 people on Periscope. But then through the times, I was gone. I was on Periscope, and I noticed things that I didn't like. Like they would do these things called, it comes from Reddit, but it's called Ask Me Anything. and it would be like
Yeah.
a 10-year-old girl. And then it's like they're asking her weird stuff. And so I would be
Uh,
like, listen, I'm reporting
sketch,
this right now because I'm a mom.
sketchy as hell. That.
Yes. So I
Yeah. Yeah.
reported so many that I was like, I'm leaving Periscope.
Yeah.
So I
Sketchy
left
as hell.
Periscope. Exactly. I
Hmm.
left Periscope, and then I still continued to do videos of because I've always been into weather. You know that.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
I've always been into weather, and I said, this is a thing. People want to watch it for whatever reason, and so I would just kind of video the weather, and then I'd post it on Facebook, or I'd post it on Instagram, or I'd post it wherever. Well, then I started a YouTube channel. If you dig into this channel, I could look it up. I don't know where I started. I want to say it was like probably around 2012, 2013, 2014
Yeah. Cool.
that I started this way back before my youngest was born. And I just started posting like random ass videos like, oh, here's a video of a hurricane or a video of the red sun in Florida or whatever. And it was more like for me than anything. There was no goals involved. But I had views and I was kind of like, yeah, well, that's cool. I didn't care about it. I didn't care about
Yeah.
it. But then I got kicked off TikTok because I got really into TikTok during the pandemic, and it was
Yeah.
what, 2019 or so. And so I really got into that, and I played with TikTok like crazy, but I never did any of my weather stuff on there. And so it was kind of like TikTok's here, and then I got to do my
Yeah.
lives, and I would send people, well, you want to see my weather stuff? It's on YouTube, but nobody did. And then I got kicked off TikTok, banned from TikTok,
Yeah.
and I started doing Clapper. And I was like, this sucks. Like, I hated Clapper. I was so mad about it. I'm like, this is where TikTokers go to die. It was just not fun. It was not cool. But I had 20,000 people following me. Finally,
Yeah.
I deleted the account. I didn't want to be a part of it. And then I started going full force with YouTube. I said, I'm going to do this. Actually, I
Yeah.
took about 3 months off and focused. And I said, I'm going to do YouTube because it's the most legit platform. I had played around with Instagram and stuff, but I always kind of used it to pull people to this or that. And I decided with YouTube, I'm gonna go full force. And I had these old videos on there. If people go back and look, they'll see these weird old videos like that
Yes.
don't make sense. Like they're during the pandemic,
Yeah.
they're during that. Like I remember I stayed at Perdido Key, so I traveled like crazy during the pandemic.
Yeah.
I took advantage of 50% off Airbnbs. I took
Yes.
advantage of the restaurants that were open and had essential
Yeah.
workers, and I would
Yep.
go eat and enjoy it. And I do the math thing, like whatever. But like
Yep.
I had a great time during that. I
Yeah.
had traveled so much. Well, I would do these videos and people were into it. So I was like, okay. It didn't take me long focusing on YouTube. I think a couple months, 2 months, I had my 1,000 followers or more.
Cool.
So I didn't start going live right away. I mostly
Mm.
focused on shorts, and I was going to be a shorts account until I realized they don't pay as
No.
much.
No.
So
Only thing I used shorts for in the last 3 years was gaining subscribers. There,
correct.
you get massive push out, and I'm
Yes.
using my live streams for the same thing. Even though I enjoy my live streams massively, and I built a bit of community over there, so it's all good. You know.
It's three separate parts to YouTube. And you can't even say it's all one. You can combine them, but it's
Yeah.
three separate parts. And I totally believe that too. Like live is a whole community, shorts is a whole community, and long form's a whole different ballgame.
Yeah.
I can't get people to watch my long form to save my life.
It's
I could
it's
be like,
hard.
I'll give you a
I don't
million
get.
dollars if you make it to the end. And I guarantee nobody would make it.
If you look at my long form views, they're not as amazing as I would like them to be, but I have probably 1,900 videos, so it
But
adds up.
they do gather up the watch hours. And what a lot of people don't realize is the watch hours are real weird. It's
Yeah.
not cut and dry.
No.
Like someone watched it and you get an hour from that watch. It's not like that. So
No.
I'm not sure I even understand it myself. I don't think most
No.
people do. I don't
No.
understand why they want it so weird and secretive. But the
Yeah.
shorts are definitely for pulling in subscribers. And the shorts are saturated with children. I know you probably have seen it, but like in my
Hmm.
neck of the woods, saturated with children.
No, I
I
don't get them.
so
The
many
algorithm
kids.
doesn't push that stuff out to me, so I don't know.
Maybe kids don't care about power tools. I don't know. But for me, it's kids like left and right. So I have to watch what I say, watch what I do.
Yeah.
Because I'm a mom, I don't want to influence no kids like that. But at the same time, during my lives, I don't want kids.
No.
I don't want
No.
it. And so a lot of the times I've been like restricting, or if I don't, I just get all kinds of crap. Well, I gotta have moderators.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know about you. Do you have to have moderators? I need it.
I don't have
Other kids-
moderators. I'm sort of nearly getting to the stage that I might need moderators, but the guys in the chat just get on the person till they go off, and I'd say something to them
That's
because
perfect. It's crazy.
there was one live stream. There was somebody criticizing my soldering, and, and I wouldn't be the greatest world's greatest solderer. I always say I am to the world of soldering what King Herod was to babysitting. You know, I'm just not. It's not. I can do enough. I can make it work, but it's not pretty. You know.
Right.
So somebody was criticizing it one night. They says that's not the way they solder. You're a terrible solder. And I says, thank you very much for your comment. I says, um, I'm very happy that you commented on that. But how I deal with my soldering is I read this book and I think you should read it too. It's called The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck.
Oh, I love that. I love that
And they
title.
just left. I did it. I should read that. That book exists. I read it.
Oh, that's funny. That is funny. I've noticed the children come in, they don't come in alone. They come in with get off my keyboard, kitty. They come in with multiple people. Um
No?
so it's like these kids have bands of other kids. Okay? And I used to be
Yeah.
in parts in some groups that did Zoom, and in those Zoom groups they would also have groups of kids that come in
Yes.
and do weird shit, and
Mm.
it's like they think it's funny. It's like to me, it's like the modernized version of prank calls.
Yeah.
Did you do
Yeah.
prank
I know what
calls
you
when
mean.
you were a kid?
Yeah. Yeah.
I know I did. I did too many. But I think that's the modernized version is like, let's get our 10 friends and we'll go bother Dr. Lefthandthread during his live.
Yeah.
Bother Rose during her live.
That's right. That's probably is that. Probably
And
is
it
that. Never
is.
thought about it that way.
I think that's what's going on because
Yeah.
nobody's
Yeah.
calling anybody anymore. And if you try
Nope.
to prank call someone on a cell phone, it's weird.
Yeah.
So they know who you
No.
are.
You know who
So
you
it's
are.
the only way you can be like, what do you call it? Like anonymous, kind
Yeah.
of. But I've had a lot of, I mean, they're kids. They're like, hey, check out my channel. And it's like,
Yeah.
you're a 6 year old. I'm not into that.
Well,
Sorry.
some people come on to promote their channel, and I don't mind that because you have to allow people to just introduce themselves too. You know.
Yeah. And I don't mind people promoting themselves on my channel, like to an extent. I mean,
Hmm. Yeah.
especially if you're someone I like or if you have something to offer. I have this guy that comes on. He's like Charles the Drawer or something like that, and he draws. I've never
Yeah.
checked out his channel, but he comes on and you came on my channel and you were telling me about
Yeah.
your lives. I don't
Yeah.
have a problem
Yeah.
with that. I was like, cool. Like, I
Mhm.
want a community here. I want to
Yeah.
bounce back and forth with people. I want to meet people. I don't want to just talk to the same 5 people, right?
No, doesn't
Boring.
make sense.
It doesn't. So, like,
No.
that's what this is all about. And I don't know. I just feel like some people, if you're not going to bounce the ball back, right? It's not
No.
cool. Don't just come up to my live and be like, hey, watch my channel and then leave. Participate.
Yeah. Yeah.
Participate. You know,
Absolutely.
be an active
Absolutely.
member. I love it. I love it. And I promote YouTube people more than any
Yeah.
channel I know, actually. If I watch a channel, I talk about it. If
Yeah.
I speak to a person who has a channel in real life, I talk about it.
Yeah.
Um, because I feel like strangers are friends I haven't met yet. And if I meet you on YouTube, you're a special friend to me because you're my YouTube friend. We both have mutual benefit here. What do
Hmm.
they tell you on YouTube? You want to, niche down and you want to be consistent and you want to collaborate with other YouTubers.
Yeah.
And so that's what I feel like right now we're doing. Your realm is way different than my realm,
Yeah.
but that's the
Completely
best
different.
way That's the
Yeah,
best way, in my opinion, because if you need more female viewers, I would love to help you. And
yeah,
if your viewers want to watch my channel, that'd
yeah,
be great too. I don't know. It's not for everybody. I'm not everybody's eggplant cup of tea, but
yeah.
it does
Exactly.
happen.
But we can have you over some night in my channel, but I would have to ditch TikTok that night just in case it interferes with the Wi-Fi and just in
Yeah,
case it's too much. But I would ditch TikTok for you that night. I wouldn't give a damn.
I don't
You
care
know,
about TikTok. I really don't care
I
about it.
don't. I
They
ended up
steal your
in TikTok
likes.
for about a year and a half now.
I
TikTok for a
told
year
you.
and a half now.
Do you like it?
I wasn't going to go on it. I wasn't going to go on it. I didn't want to be on it. And
And now, what changed? What made you want to do it?
there's a guy that the guy nagged me one night here because he was in my workshop. He watched me on YouTube. He says you should be on TikTok. You get far more views on TikTok. And I says I said I don't think it'll be any good. But I just started post stuff then, you know, and it sort of took off. I've got 49,000 followers on TikTok.
Good for you.
Uh, what I was getting stop unbreeding bro on the left. He thinks that I'm unbred.
Why
Well,
would you say that?
hmm,
People say the weirdest shit.
well,
He's a
no,
doctor, I'll have you know.
I'm,
This is a
I'm not,
doctor,
I'm
and
not
he's taking a
unbred.
health talk.
I'm not unbred. I'm Irish. I didn't get that in the t-shirt. I'm not.
I'm Irish.
I'm
And
not
we can
unbred.
all
I'm
say
Irish.
that.
I'm not
I'm Irish
unbred. I'm
too.
Irish. This is how we look.
I'm Irish too, so I take that offense because we're probably family.
We're all related, according to this guy.
You know potatoes for you, buddy.
I'm going to tell
You're
him.
not.
I'm going to tell my mother cousin on you.
I don't know who my daddy is, but he's coming to get you.
I know who my dad is, but he's my grandfather as well.
I know, right? My uncle dad.
Uncle Dad.
Oh my god.
Oh well.
That is too funny. But like seriously, let's even get into the Irish thing. Let's talk
Yep.
about Ireland and
Yeah.
St. Patrick's Day. Does
Well, St.
anybody in the
Patrick's
United
Day. There's
States
a
even
very
know
important
what the
thing.
hell it means?
There's a something I'm going to tell you about that. You look
Please.
like a figure that a local politician. I'm going to get her picture up here. But you got her bit. No, no, you're better. You're way better.
Is this
Sorry,
the Prime
sorry,
Minister?
Michelle. You're way better. You're way better than Michelle.
Michelle. I would go
Michelle.
live with Michelle. Michelle would never go live with me though. Hey Michelle.
It's Michelle.
We do kind of have a similarity.
There's a
We do.
similarity. You got her beat though. But anyway, we'll not get
That
into
is
that.
funny. So
Not
that's the Prime
comparison.
Minister of
We'll not do
Ireland.
comparisons. She's the she's what we call the first minister, which is basically the prime minister. Um, there's the UK and there's the Republic of Ireland. The island of Ireland is broke up into two regions, two territories, as it were. Northern Ireland is part of the UK, along with England, Scotland, and Wales. They're all
Okay.
regions. You have the UK government, which are in London and England. They rule England, but they have devolved governments who handle local government in Wales, and there's local government in Scotland, and there's local government here. They're called
Okay.
MLAs, members of the local assembly, and her party's got the highest vote the last time, so they are she's got the first minister's job. So
Okay.
that's who she is. She's called Michelle O'Neill. And what's interesting about her, she recently had a bit of controversy because all the politicians from over here go over to the White House on the 17th, St. Patrick's Day. They always go over, meet the president, have a bit of an old soiree, all the rest,
Drinking some beer.
drink some beer,
Irish car
do whatever
bombs.
politicians do when the lights are off. I don't know, but anyway,
Tell them or do.
she has refused to go to the St. Patrick's Day celebration in the White House because she's opposed to some of Donald Trump's policies, which I
Boo.
think is a diplomatic, in my
It's a
unprofessional opinion, that's a diplomatic faux pas.
Yeah, not good. Is
Yeah,
she just anti-Trump overall, or
he's on.
anti-American?
Like that. Like that's the way it seems. She's not anti-American because she was at the one last year and the one before that. No, Rose Quartz
Okay,
could definitely go. If you wore
she
that little
was.
black number and let on to be
I'll go
Michelle
in her
O'Neill,
place. I'll
you
go in her place.
pretend. You'll have to talk fast in an Irish accent. You'll have to talk
Now
fast in
I'm
a Coal Island
Irish
accent.
Puerto Rican. I'm Irish Puerto Rican. The
You wear
volatile
that
mix.
black number, Trump will send all the money over here.
Trump.
He'll help me set up the Doctor Lefthandthread School of Technology.
I'll make him. I'll tell him you need to be the ambassador.
Tell him I'm the
Ireland
ambassador for
ambassador.
technology for Ireland. I need the Nobel Prize for technology.
Yes.
Mhm. Yeah,
And you could come over here and just you could teach him a whole lot, I'm sure. Because there
yeah.
ain't a whole lot going on upstairs for a lot of people over here too. Why she
Well,
would choose that? Why
I
she would
think it's
choose to
terrible
name-
because it's kind of a snub to USA because to remember what happened in November, remember November, a massive majority of American citizens voted for Donald Trump. So a snub to him is a snub to the American people, and I think that's terrible.
correct.
That's how I
Correct.
see it.
And that doesn't make any sense because there's so many Irish Americans, in my
Hmm.
opinion. Like that doesn't make any sense. Like, why would she take that offense?
I want to
Like,
say
why
hello to
would
my
she
friend PC Fixer there. Sorry for interrupting you, Rose. PC
not
Fixer's my Caucasian Canadian battery sensei. He's he's,
Canadian?
he's Daniel. He calls me on WhatsApp sometimes.
What part of Canada do you live in?
He's
PC
New
Fixer.
Brunswick. New Brunswick.
Oh, like the east side.
Yeah, he's Upper East Side.
More east. Yeah. So I
Upper East
grew up
Side.
really close to Montreal.
Yeah, yeah.
I've been to Montreal several
Yeah.
times. When I was like 12 years old, a can of Coke or a can of Pepsi in Canada cost over $5.
That's
Remember
awful.
when we went up there, we're like, this is crazy. But that's kind of how it was. And they sold their milk in bags.
Yeah.
Milk was in a jug or a bottle. It was in bags. That was the weirdest shit I remember about Canada.
Here, see what PC Fixer.
I what? Is this Mrs. Doctor Left Hand Thread? Not yet.
Not
Not
yet.
officially.
There's a
Maybe
lot of
he's my
logistics. There's a lot of
he's
moving
my
parts that have
internet
to happen.
husband.
There's a lot of moving. We're yes, we'll be YouTube spouses. We'll do that.
Sweet. I can do that.
We can dig that.
Oh yeah.
I wanted to ask you
But
about something else as well. I wanted to
oh,
ask you about
what's that?
something else.
What do you mean? Moving parts? Oh my god.
I since a lot of moving parts would have to do. There'd have to be a lot of moving parts for that to happen. But anyway,
That's funny. That's funny. You guys are hilarious. So yes, I'm curious what's gonna be the backlash with Donald Trump and what's her name, Michelle?
I don't know.
Will there, will there
I
be
don't know.
tariffs?
I don't know. I don't think there'll be tariffs because there's a lot of other politicians are going. But there's some politicians, including her, have you know
She's the only one who said no.
because she's
She's
the
the
first
only.
minister. I think there might be another few that'll say no. Maybe members of her party, leading members of her
I
party,
wonder,
and maybe another party.
I wonder if she's doing it because she's a female, and there's a lot of women that hate Trump because
Absolutely, yeah. There could be
the
an
whole.
element of that too. Element of that too. But it was something else I wanted to ask you as well, and it's totally
Sure.
unrelated to all that. Totally unrelated to all
Fine.
that.
That's fine. Bring it.
I may have mentioned it before, but there's this character called Uncle Pappy. Uncle Pappy.
How do I find him?
Uncle Pappy. I'll send the link to you.
Send
He's
the
called
link.
Uncle Pappy. He's on YouTube and he's on TikTok, but I'll send you a YouTube link. I'll
He's
look him up
YouTube.
here now. He's Uncle
Okay.
Pappy, and it's a conspiracy theory
How do you spell
because
it? Pop like Poppy or
let's see,
PA?
Uncle Pappy.
Uncle Pappy.
You're doing well on
What's the
my accent.
conspiracy? What's
You're
the
doing well
conspiracy?
on my accent. Have a good-
He's talking about Robin Williams. What is
It's
this
the
guy
Robin
all
Williams
about?
thing. It's the Robin Williams thing. I might try and email this to
Oh,
you.
they think he's Robin Williams.
I think he's Robin Williams.
Okay, right here. Fittest Flat Earther. Do you watch him?
No, no, I don't. I want to see Rose Quartz official. Official. That's it there.
So Fittest Flat Earther did a video on it showing.
Oh, he did a video on Uncle Pappy.
Yes,
I was just
apparently.
thinking. I was just thinking because you're in Florida, you could go down and check him out and see if he is
Oh, he
Mark.
lives here.
He's in Florida.
Oh,
You could go get him your day off.
You ever see Uncle Pappy? It's a brilliant character by Robin Williams. And I wonder if maybe the name Uncle Pappy came from one of his original characters. Early on, he played Popeye.
Popeye. I saw that video. I saw the video you showed me. I saw that one. I didn't know that guy was Flat Earther.
How he calls him Pappy. And you want to see how his Pappy
interesting.
is depicted in the cartoons?
Everybody thinks he's Robin Williams. He actually did a Robin Williams impression in one of his videos. He goes, "It's not your fault. It's not your
Wow.
fault."
Now, some of those conspiracy things where they say this famous person is this person and this person's that person, that stuff blows my mind.
I
The
can't believe
worst
that one. I think he is Robin Williams.
one, the weirdest one for me was George W. Bush is Charles Manson.
I don't know about that one.
That one, I was like, no way. I had to watch it like 10 times. I had to search more, but I was like, no way. But once you see it, you can't unsee it. Do you know what I mean? Like, they look like the same person.
Yeah.
How is this possible? The Matrix recycles people.
They're
It does.
NPCs.
Yes, they
NPCs.
recycle people. I think there's NPCs, and I think there's people like you and I that are real people. And then I think that there's above that people that are top tier, and they get special privileges, but they must recycle themselves into others, like Robin Williams, Uncle Pappy, George W., Charles Manson.
Yeah.
These are top tier people. It's never like another one I saw was Amy Winehouse and Lady Gaga.
I seen that one too.
What? I mean, like, it's never like, oh, well, Lady Gaga looks like this lady at the gas station. you know,
No.
it's always like top tier people.
Yeah.
So I do think there's some validity to that. It's just weird. And you've always heard of like everybody has a doppelganger, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't tell you how many times people said, you look just like, and that's how you found me. I look
Yeah.
like the prime minister. And you're like, see what this prime minister has to say. What's she talking about shorts for? so, it's just funny. It's like maybe there's something to that.
Yeah.
There's only so much memory in the Matrix. We got to recycle it.
Yeah. There's only so many characters. Only so many pixels.
That's what I'm guessing. That's what I'm guessing. It's funny like that. One I loved was Trump is Elvis. Look up that one. Elvis became Trump.
Elvis became Trump. I seen that one too.
Yeah, it's amazing. How is this possible? But why do they look so much alike?
Don't know.
Right? Because I want to throw it out right away. I'm like, nah. But then I'm like, wait a minute.
PC Fixer saying he used to be Julius Caesar.
No.
I used to be Cary Grant.
The eyes of March are upon us, right? Crazy. I guess I would be the prime minister, but I don't know who else I could be. People have told me a million times, you look like this person, you look like that person. Don't I ever look like me?
I think he looked like you.
What's going to happen when they're like telling the prime minister, you look like Rose Quartz?
If I ever meet her, I'm going to say, you look like this YouTuber, Rose Quartz.
That'd
Send her
be
a
great.
link.
Like, what? Yeah. I mean, who knows? We all probably have crazy amounts of doppelgangers. Like, there can't be that much space for uniqueness. We know
No.
this because nothing is original.
No.
There's hardly ever original thought. There's never original music anymore. Nothing's original, right? So, I mean, it only makes sense. Maybe this is true. I don't know. I find it really amazing. And every time I watch those videos, I'm like, it's a stretch.
But
Then
it's
I can't
fun.
get it out of my head.
But it's fun. It's fun.
It is fun. It is fun.
Yeah.
That's entertainment.
It's
It's comedy.
entertainment.
It's
It's
great. I
entertainment.
love it. I
Uncle
totally love it.
Pappy's my favorite. Uncle Pappy's my favorite.
I'm gonna look more into that because that's hilarious to me. I
Mhm.
I had no idea Uncle Pappy was the thing, and I
He's
loved Robin
Florida.
Williams.
He always falls himself up to here in water, and he's got all these lily pads around. Hello, everybody. I'm Uncle Pappy. Uncle Pappy's right in this lily pond. He's going like that here.
So is
I
he
tell you, you
actually
got to
a
be nice to
YouTuber?
each other in this world because you only live once. Because oh my God, there, that's what he talks.
He's actually a YouTuber or
He's
TikTok?
on YouTube. Uncle
Oh,
Pappy.
that's fun. I'm gonna find him.
I
I'm gonna
sent
find
you a
him in
link.
real life.
I sent the link to your email. Hello, everybody. It's Uncle Pappy here. It's Uncle Pappy here. I'm in my little pond. He goes like that there. I'm in my little pond.
Think
And he
about
gives you
this
all
though.
these life advice.
Think about this. If you were, let's say, just for an example, if you were Robin Williams
Mm-hmm.
and you fake your death to get out of that limelight, how could you actually never have an audience again when you're used to that? Like back to Mork and
Makes
Mindy.
sense. Makes sense.
He was always in the limelight. And so, I mean, sure, whatever. I had depression. Okay, great. But how do you, if you faked your death, how could you ever get out? So it does make sense that maybe he would want to start small and come up from something else. And so I can totally believe it. It's a great
Yeah.
entertainment theory for me. And that should be the new thing. We don't call it conspiracy, we call it an entertainment theory.
Yeah. Entertainment theory. That's a good idea. Entertainment theory. I like that.
Yeah, that's a good
So
one.
what?
That's mine. You can borrow it.
I like it. What have we learned? What have we learned from this live stream? That I look unread, and Uncle Pappy's Robin Williams, and you're my new online wife.
And I scared my cat.
You scared the cat.
My cat was like, I'm out of here.
This is not a drill.
Hey, I'm inbred too because I'm definitely on Earth. There's not enough people, guys. Not
You're a
play.
spicy potato.
I'm
Remember?
Irish, so I mean, yeah, and then you could throw a little spice on that, a little Puerto Rican spice. I am totally a spicy potato, and I mean, I'm into Irish as it gets. I love my life. I love my life. I live it great. I love potatoes. I could
Yep.
eat potatoes all day, every day, and people are like, "What?" It's in my blood. Okay, just can't take it out of me. I could eat potatoes in every
Yeah.
way, shape, or form that ever existed. Now, in Ireland, do people do that? Do you guys really
Sorry,
live
what
on?
you say that again? Sorry. I was
Do you
reading the
guys
comment.
really?
I have to apologize. I was reading the comment. Joe Poe was saying Rose is adorable, and I agree with him.
Oh,
Go
thank you,
ahead.
Joe. I'm too old to be adorable, but thank you, Joe. So I feel like
Yes, sir.
I eat potatoes all day long, and I love them, and I could do that all day long because I'm Irish. It's in my blood. But like in Ireland, do you guys eat potatoes with every meal?
It is popular. It is popular. Definitely.
Then I'll
I'm a
love
wee
I.
bit. I'm a wee bit strange. I'm a wee bit of a contradiction because I don't really like potatoes.
Oh, that's
Mrs.
funny.
Left Hand Thread makes them for me. She make sure I eat potatoes every week, but I don't really like them that much.
You don't like them?
Um, and I gave up drinking about 24 years ago.
Oh, you're not Irish.
I, I, I'm some. I don't know what I
Definitely
am.
not Irish. I don't know where you're from.
I used to drink heavily when I was in my early 20s, and I decided it wasn't
And you
my
learned
jam
a lesson.
anymore. Give it up. Give it up. Give it up.
Well, good for you. Good for you. I'm glad that you gave up drinking because it can be very beneficial to give it up. I've done it for periods of time,
Hmm.
and I've done it for years. I've done it for months or whatever, but it can be very beneficial. It's not always beneficial to drink all the time. I live in Florida, so I feel like I drink all the time, but I get
Martin
stuff
did as well. My brother Martin did. Martin Kelly, he did as well. He gave
Martin's
it
like,
up.
I do too. Martin, you're my man.
Martin's
So
my brother.
Is he
Martin's my
really your
brother.
brother?
Yeah, yeah.
Like legit, bro? Inbred
Actually,
brother?
DNA. He's older.
Real
He's a couple of
DNA?
years older.
Oh, he's your brother. Okay.
Yeah.
So I legit want to come to Ireland for many reasons, but also to meet you and your brother. I would love to do that. And so when Rose Quartz comes to tour Ireland, your brother's
yeah,
taking out drinking.
yeah.
I'm coming. I am doing it. I need to get a passport and I need to do this. I started as a travel channel really here. Well, I started as weather and then it got into like, I'm going here, I'm going there. And then I fell out of it. I was like, well, now I don't travel anymore because it's expensive.
yeah.
But I would like to. I need to get my passport rigged up and all that. But yeah, like my boyfriend likes to travel, so we are going to visit Ireland. It's going to be on the bucket list. I honestly also it's in England, I think, but like Stonehenge and all that. I want to see all that.
Stonehenge is it's very close to the road as well.
Isn't that in England?
Yes, it's in England, yeah, but it's
Yeah.
in it's apparently Stonehenge is you don't have to walk miles to get to it. It's actually along the road. It's very convenient.
Oh, that's great. I love that
Uh,
because I really want to check it out. I've been to Italy, I've been to Germany for a hot minute, and I'd like to see some more. And
mhm.
they haven't really made it very affordable lately, but the way the planes are crashing in the United States, it's getting more and more affordable. In my opinion. They're crashing every week. I don't know what's
Yep,
going on.
roll the dice. I
I don't know what's going on. It's crazy. It's a
don't
plane
know.
crash every week.
Don't know.
And that's fine, but it's strange. I've never seen anything like it. Do you remember when all the trains were derailing
Yes.
in the United States?
Joe Poe says go to Ireland in the summer, otherwise it's grey. He's really right.
Okay, well, I would love to come during the summer. My summer or your summer, right? So
Well,
June, July, August, June, July really are great for me for travel. So if that's a good
June,
time,
June, June.
Ju-
Start
okay.
of June as your best chance. Last year was an exception that the weather was terrible in June, but 2 years ago with one full month of sunshine, that was very rare. It's the time this doctor surgery was built. It was it was beautiful,
Well, I got to
But
be honest with you guys. They say like Florida's the sunshine state. We got times where we don't see the sun for months. It's all a scam. It's a tourism scam. Florida's not what you guys think it is. I grew up in Maine, okay, which is gray
yeah,
all the time. If
yeah,
you get sun, you better go out and get it.
yeah,
Um, I always saw postcards and heard stories about Florida's so beautiful. It's wonderful. It's always sunny. And then I get here and it's not. And then when it is sunny, you can't really go outside. It's too damn hot. It's always
yeah,
above 90. You
yeah,
want to be inside with the air.
yeah.
So I'm to this point, I'm acclimated to Florida. I like to be outside sweating in the heat, but most people don't like that. They don't live like that. So
Yeah,
it's just funny, like, so I'm used to crappy weather and it rains here
yeah.
all the time. It rains constantly in Florida because we're tropical. So honestly, like if I went to a place where they had bad weather, I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be
No,
like,
it would remind you of Maine, I think.
yes, probably. Because with
Yeah,
Maine, it's funny. If it's going to rain, it takes 3 or 4 days for the clouds to creep in.
yeah.
And then you get your big storm. And then it's like 3 days for the clouds to creep out. So you lose a week of sun no matter what for any storm you have.
Well, the
And
last 2 weeks we could get 3 different seasons in the one day. It would be beautiful, and the sun would be shining, and then there'd be a massive downpour for 2 years, and then the sun would come out again, and then it would just get really dark and cold. It just was shit weird
so you just got
because
to
we're
plan
an island. We're an
everything.
island too. You see, we're a big island, but we're an island.
Right. No, that's a good point. It's a good point. Nobody talks about the weather in Ireland. They talk about it in Germany. They talk about it in England. I've never heard anybody talk about the weather in Ireland
Well,
ever.
England's not much better, but it's much the same. It depends where you are on the map. We're actually up high, that's why we get all the crappy weather. Sometimes lower down in the map in Ireland, they get better weather. Um,
It's a beautiful landscape from what I see.
Oh, it is. We're
Right.
lucky. It's just
Is, is it
hills,
true?
hills and valleys and green everywhere.
Yes, the green. Now, is it true when I go in a bar that the Guinness is served lukewarm, room temp?
Room temperature.
Is that
It would
true?
be. It'd be warm by USA standards because you guys like a real cold beer. It'd be warm by your standards, definitely.
So I used to sell wine, and wine is interesting because in France, the cellar temp is like in the 40s.
Yeah,
Okay, so that's how you serve your wine, your white wines, even your reds. You serve them at 40 degrees or so. And so when someone told me, well, if you go to Ireland and you get a Guinness, it's room temperature.
yeah.
You won't like it. And I was like, that's interesting. So is it like wine temperature or is it wine cellar temperature or is it room temperature? Like, I guess it depends on what time of
You
year.
can get it cold. You can get it cold. Yeah, you can get it. You can get it cold.
I
Hardly
gave up
saying you
beer
get
many
it.
years ago. I gave up beer many years ago. I focus on the wine, but it's interesting to me the way different cultures do different things, you know? Like
Hmm.
over here, if you don't get a beer with like frost on it, they're like, oh, it's too warm.
Yeah,
People are foo-foo over here, like about that
yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
Very interesting. Um, I don't know, but yeah, I definitely want to visit over there. I want to come see it. I want to check out the landscape. I want to
yeah.
meet
You like it?
my YouTuber friends, but I've never been to Ireland, and that's like the homeland, the Celtic land, you know?
Yeah,
My mother's grandmother, she was as Irish as they get, right? And she lived in Pennsylvania, and
yeah,
she was like a well-renowned psychic. And they used to come to her from a long ways away. They would drive to her to talk to her about, oh, what's going to happen or whatever.
yeah.
And she would tell them her psychic premonitions. And I've always kind of felt like I had an intuition in that way. I
Mm.
never tried to use it for evil or try to monetize it. You know what I mean? But I'll put it out there if I have the feelings. And so I've always wanted to go back to Ireland to see if it gives me like a vibe, like an
Yeah,
ancestral vibe.
yeah. It might, you might feel it, but it's a very interesting landscape, very different from what you'd be used to.
And the golf, right? The golf is great.
Yeah, the golf, it's a big golf country, yes.
Do you golf?
Scotland as well. I don't know. I
You
don't.
don't. Okay. My boyfriend golfs, so he would love it for that reason.
It would, yeah,
Hey, I'll ditch him and we can fix drills for a minute. We'll go live and you can tell me how to fix it and I will like
yeah, yeah.
look like a crazy
You can
person
take that
trying to.
lucky and we'll put a button on it and you can screw this grinder apart here. I'll tell you what
Yes.
to do.
Yes.
I'll
I
show
need
you
to
how
learn
to.
to play with power tools.
I'll
It'll
show you
be
how to blow it out to the compressor.
yes, yes. I love this. You have the whole tool shop. I love it. So I
I don't
hope
know,
all
man.
my viewers go and check out Dr. Lefthandthread. You guys have to check him out.
Yeah,
He's linked in the description. He's always in my lives. You can't miss it. So check him out if you guys are tuning in here or later on. Most of my viewers watch it after the fact. The
yeah.
rerun.
That's cool. That's cool. Hey, thanks for having me. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. It was something interesting to do. It's the first transatlantic stream I've done, and I'm glad it was successful because I was worried about lag.
Me too. Like when you said that, I didn't think about it, but then I mean, I guess like magic happens between it. I don't
Magic happened.
magic happens. Sometimes I can't get my live to work on Wi-Fi in my own building,
Yeah,
but across the seas, we made this happen.
with it. We Atlantic was nothing to us.
I know. I love it. So this is great. I'd love to do it again. Would you like to do it again?
Yes, we'll do it again.
Okay.
I don't know where you come on mine or I'll come to yours. I don't
I
know.
will gladly do yours next time. I would gladly. I'm happy to do
Mhm,
that. We could
mhm.
even have a plan. I can figure out how to use tools. You can teach me something. I can learn something. There's nothing wrong with that, right? I'm open to learn. But
We'll
also we
figure
could
it out.
talk current events or conspiracy What we call that? Entertainment theories. Entertainment theories.
Entertainment theories. I kind of keep away from all the controversial stuff on the
Maybe on
channel.
your channel, yes, we'll avoid
Yeah,
that. My
yeah.
channel, if you do it again on my channel, we'll talk.
Open season. Open season for that stuff. But it was good. It was good meeting you. And it was good getting that
Yes,
hands across the Atlantic, as it were. Great.
so amazing.
Well, one of your viewers thinks my brother cousins my mother. So besides that, we're all right. Me too. Thank you. Yeah. You never know what's going to happen. It's like Forrest. It's like Forrest Gump's box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. Thank you very much. My pleasure. See you on the other side.